Hi, and welcome to the Woman Becoming Method. My name is Jade Treen, and I am the founder of this method. I welcome you to your first session with me, and I hope you enjoy it. So, today we're here really to look at feeling irritable, brain fogged, and unable to switch off at night. You know, that racing mind that keeps going. So, those are symptoms your body is telling you that you are feeling unsafe. So, in other words, your nervous system has gone into fight or flight mode and it's sensing for danger at all times. So, before we begin the practices, let's just go quickly into why your body is sensing danger. Um, there are a number of reasons why this is happening. First of all, it could come from your childhood. So you may have you may be hypervigilant from growing up in an unsafe environment where you never knew what was going to happen next. So that would give you that sense of um, instability and always having to look out for what's going to happen next, which in turn would turn you into a people pleaser. So if you're out there doing everything for everybody else and neglecting your own needs, that is another reason why your nervous system will feel unsafe. But there's also the element of, what menopause transition brings on. So that's spikes in cortisol, which is your stress hormone. They become more prevalent in your transition, and also the fluctuations in estrogen and progesterone. So all those hormones that keep changing, they're not helping us out in feeling safe. And then, of course, you have the external factors as well. Things such as the news, which is really putting your whole body into fight or flight. You've got social media, scrolling, comparing yourself to others. And, all of these things like the cost of living that makes you feel unsafe, the wars that are going on around us constantly as the years go by. So all of those things really accumulate, and your body, which is always scanning for to make sure that you're safe, becomes so overwhelmed that it goes into fight or flight. That makes you exhausted because you're always tense, you're always on standby, even though you may not realize it. Um, and that gives you exhaustion. That exhaustion and that like tenseness in your body, which is constant, will stop you from being able to get to sleep at night. So you'll have the racing mind. It may even wake you up because cortisol spikes at 3 a.m. So if you're one of them women who wakes up at around 3 and then can't get back to sleep because you're thinking about everything, then that is what's happening. So let's sort of take a look at how we can tackle our exhaustion, how we can look at reconnecting with our body, so that our body is not always scanning externally. It really begins, the whole method that I've created begins with building safety within yourself, so you're not looking outside, you're looking in. You need to reconnect with your body, and you need to really build a sense of a small place within yourself where you can always come back to that would create safety for you. So brain fog also comes from exhaustion, so you're going in a cycle, and you're in menopause transition, and this just leads to you feeling completely lost. You get really frustrated, and you just don't know where you're going anymore. So I just want to show you some really simple techniques that you can apply to daily life. And hopefully you will enjoy them and do use them because they're very simple and they do make the world of difference. Okay, so the first technique to reconnect with your body is really, when you feel overwhelmed and brain fogged, if you're sitting at work and you've read the same email 15 times and you still don't know what it says, because we've all been there, um, just take a moment, close your eyes, give it a go now, sit in a comfortable position. You can do this standing as well. And just take a breath, a long, deep breath through your nose, and notice how that breath feels as it enters your body. Really send that breath down to your belly and notice how it feels. And when you exhale, make the exhale longer than the inhale, because making your exhale longer than the inhale will help your body to release tension, which in turn will make your nervous system feel safer. So what you want to aim for really is inhaling for 4, exhaling for 8. Now that calms your nervous system. If you're looking to increase your energy, reverse that. So inhale for 8, exhale for 4. That gives your body more energy. So that's good for brain fog. That's good for when you feel overwhelmed. You're extending the exhale. If you're feeling brain fogged and exhausted, you're extending the inhale. So inhaling for 4, exhaling for 8 calms your nervous system and releases tension. Inhaling for 8 and exhaling for 4 helps with brain fog and rejuvenates your body. So it gives you that energy back. I recommend doing those practices for at least 2 minutes. I mean, you can do them with your eyes open, sitting at your desk. You can do them while you're driving. You can do them on the bus whilst you're walking, anytime. You can do it in the shopping center. Anytime that you're feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, brain fogged, try that technique. And believe me, it works. It really does work. So the longer you do it for, the more effect it will have, but at least 2 minutes. Another technique for reconnecting with your body, which I really love, is to write your body a letter. Write, dear body, I'm really sorry that you feel, and just name how you feel. And don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Just put pen to paper and let it flow. And the reason I say that is because when you do that, you'll be amazed at what comes out, because your body will tell you what it needs. And then from there, you can really work with that information and make adjustments to your life. So, if your body is saying it needs rest, then please do rest. As women, we have real problems with resting without guilt. I'm here to tell you now that rest is also a productive practice. The reason it's a productive practice is because it recharges you, so you then can go about your life and be everything for everybody, because they all expect that from you. They expect you to be the daughter, the aunt, the mother, the partner, the colleague, all of those roles that you play in life come from you, and you need to come from a recharged and calm space, which you're not doing at the moment. And that's because your nervous system is feeling in danger. The roles themselves might be contributing to that. Maybe it's time to drop a few of those masks. And if you can't disconnect at night, you can't switch your mind off, but you're completely exhausted, something that I would suggest is every evening when you come home from work, or when you finish doing whatever you need to do, then just do a brain dump, really get a piece of paper and just write everything down, everything that comes into your mind, and just write it all down. Get it out of your system. You know, if you want to, if you feel like you have so many things to do tomorrow and that's keeping you awake, you can make 3 columns. Things that are important, things that are not important, things that can wait, you know, and write in each column what applies. And then, you know, just do the next day, just do 3 things from the very important section. So those are a few tips to help you manage with those. I'd like to end this with a practice, a little breath work practice. So sit or lie, you know, however you're comfortable. Close your eyes if that's something that you are feeling good about doing. If you don't feel good about closing your eyes, then just lower your eyelids, look at a spot on the floor, and begin to breathe slowly through your nose. So as you're breathing through your nose, you're inhaling to a count of 5. And noticing how your breath feels as it enters. Hold your breath in and count to 5. Exhale through your nose, counting to 5. Notice the warmth of your breath. Hold your breath out and count to 5. Then inhale, count to 5. Hold your breath in, count to 5. Exhale, count to 5. And hold your breath out, count to 5. We're just going to do another couple of rounds. Inhale, notice how your breath feels, send it to your belly, count to 5. Hold your breath in, notice how it feels, count to 5. Exhale through your nose, noticing how your breath feels as it leaves your body, count to 5. And hold your breath out and count to 5. One more inhale, nose. Count to 5. Hold your breath in and count to 5. Exhale, nose, and count to 5. Hold your breath out and count to 5. Now take one inhale through your nose, just long and deep. Sigh out of your mouth. One more. Inhale, nose. And sigh it all out. Last one, inhale. And sigh it all out. And going back to your normal breathing whenever you're ready. Opening your eyes. So those are a few simple practices that help you to regain safety in your body, which in turn will help you to be less brain fogged, less exhausted, and help you to switch off at night. I hope you've enjoyed the practices. Do let me know how you find them. If this resonates with you and you've enjoyed it, please do have a look at my other coaching programs, my retreats, on my website. And you are always welcome to book a free call with me. I offer free 30-minute discovery calls, you know, just to have a chat, to see if we can work together, if we fit. You know, it's not a sales call. It really is just a 30-minute chat to see you know, what you'd like to work on potentially and whether I can help you with that. So thank you so much for downloading my video and watching it. I hope you have a beautiful day. Do try those practices because they do work. Thanks so much for watching.